Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about my enlistment process. I'm going to talk about the steps I took, what I did, dates, timelines, all of that. The first time I ever got in contact with a recruiter was on May 1st of this year. So the way it happened, honestly, I was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna go into the recruiter's office and just talk to someone. Like, I hadn't made any 100% decision. I wasn't like, okay, I'm definitely doing this. Like, this is what's happening right now. No, I was just like, let me go talk to someone. I had done some research online, looked up some things, and I just wanted to hear from someone who was actually in it and could give me some solid information. So I went on Google, did a quick Google search to find a recruiter in my area, and the one that was closest to me actually had a lot of really great reviews. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go into that office. So I was really nervous, but I went in there, and I was like, hi, I'm here to talk to a recruiter, blah, blah. And I said his name, because I did my research and I found a specific one in that office that had so many great reviews. So I was like, oh yeah, I want him. I want to talk to him. So I went there. He wasn't in there. Oh, actually, rewind. Totally forgot a part. I was actually calling that office, trying to get in contact with someone, and I couldn't get through to anyone. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm pulling up. So then I went, tried to talk to that recruiter. He wasn't there. But another person in that office gave me a contact information for him. So I went back home and I emailed him. I was all professional, hello, I was looking to get more information, possibly thinking about joining the Air Force, but I would like to speak with someone, blah, blah. He messaged me back pretty quickly from what I remember. It didn't take too long. He messaged me back, and I think we set up a phone conversation. So I talked to him on the phone, explained to him how I was feeling or whatever, and that I was thinking about joining the Air Force. I went back into the office to talk in person. I believe it was that same week, later on that week, yeah. I went in, talked to him in person. It was the same kind of conversation, just face to face, putting a face to the name. So that went really well. He was giving me good vibes from the beginning. So yeah, he scheduled me to take the ASVAB. Now, I had never taken the ASVAB before. A lot of people take it in high school. I know some high schools offer the ASVAB, you can take it. I don't remember ever taking it. I don't know if I did. I don't think so, no. So he scheduled for me to take it, but it was a little bit weird because it was online. So he sent me a link to take it at my house, but he told me oh, this is just a practice, don't stress it too much, blah, blah, blah. But you can't use anything to help you, and you have to sit and take it all in one sitting or whatever. And he was it would take probably about 2 hours. So I was like, okay, cool. I listened to him, so I didn't study or look up, ASVAB things or whatever. He sent me the link. It was a government website thing. It was super legit, even though I was taking it at home, it was super legit and restricted. So I sat down, clicked that link, took it, and it took me I think an hour and 45-ish minutes. So he was right about that. I took it. Honestly, in my opinion, it was not that easy. Okay, certain sections of it were really easy. The reading was really easy to me. The word, you have to it's passages, and you had to it was vocabulary. That was super easy. The math was super easy to me. Not super easy, but pretty easy. I had to go way back in my brain to remember some of that stuff. But yeah, and then there was science questions that I was I don't know what the heck this is talking about. There was mechanical questions about gears and grooves and stuff. I was what? I don't know anything about this. There was electrical questions. It was sections. So after I took it, honestly, I did not think I did that well at all. I was whatever, let's see what happens. So he gets my scores back. I don't remember exactly what they were based on the sections, but I did pretty well. I did really well, actually. Yeah, so he sent me those back, and then he told me, okay, now you have to go to MEPS, the Military Entrance Processing Center, and like verify your scores. So like I took it at home and like it counted, but like I needed to verify it at like MEPS to make sure that like I didn't cheat on it, basically is what that's for. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then he was like, when do you want to go to MEPS? Like you also have to go do like a physical, and like they have to like take your weight and all that. And at this point I was not ready to go to MEPS and make the weight requirement, make the whatever else I had to do. I wasn't overweight or anything, but I was like super, super close to the maximum weight I could be for my height, which you can look that up. All that information is public. So there's like a minimum and maximum weight that you can be based on how tall you are. And if you fall like below or above that, then you're like disqualified, or you have to like come back and like make the weight requirement. So I wasn't ready for that at all. So I told him like, hey, let's go, like, let's push it out as much as we can. Like I'm gonna start like working out and like getting ready to go or whatever. So a couple weeks go by, and then I stayed in contact with him. Like we were always talking like every week or so, at least once. And so it was getting close to the 1 month mark, and he had told me that it was, sorry, I just got a notification. He told me that it was going to, the PICAT, which was the test I took, was gonna expire in 30 days. So I had to hurry up and go like to MEPS and like verify it. So I was like, oh shoot, okay. At this point, it was like almost the end of May. Mind you, I took this test around May 1st. So it was May 30th, I believe, that I went to MEPS. My MEPS was at Fort Lee in Richmond, Virginia. So I went there, it was May 30th-ish, took the test, and so it was like a verification test. So it was like 30 questions from like the whole ASVAB. And apparently it's kind of random. So either you'll have just the 30 questions to verify, or you'll have the whole test again. So I got lucky and it was just 30 questions. I took that, it got verified. So I guess like my answers were correct again and showed that I probably didn't cheat on the one I took at home, which I actually didn't. I would let y'all know if I did. I didn't. Integrity first. So took that was verified. So then guys, after my scores were verified, my recruiter hits me up and he's like, hey, so you did super well on the ASVAB. I want to talk to you about maybe taking the D-Lab. The D-Lab is the Defense Language Aptitude Battery Test. Yeah, so basically you have to do pretty well on the ASVAB to qualify for certain jobs. So the job I have now, I am a linguist. I'm a cryptologic language analyst. And for that job, there's pretty high requirements for it. So basically, rewind. The score you get on the ASVAB determines what jobs are available to you based on your scores in like different areas of the ASVAB. And that's how your job is determined for you. So because I did really well, it opened up some of the really kind of high up jobs for me, one of them being a linguist. So my recruiter didn't say anything until my scores were verified. And it makes sense now because he wasn't going to say anything in the beginning in case like I cheated my way through it and then it was revealed because I couldn't verify the test. So after it was verified, he talked to me about that job and was like, you know, it's something that I think you would really like. I think you'd be really great at it. You're really bright, smart, whatever. So he actually put me in contact with another one of his recruits that he had sent off already. She had already gone through basic and was already like here at this tech school doing this job. So like he put me in contact with her just so I can kind of talk to her and see how she felt about it and stuff, which was really helpful to me. It really helped me kind of decide that, yeah, like this is some cool shit that like I want to do. So I had to start studying for the D-Lab because I had to take another test to fully qualify for that job. So I talked to the girl, the other recruit who was already doing it, and she gave me these 2 books that I was going to use to study for it. They were really helpful books to help me study for that test. So she gave me the information on those books. I ordered those books, started studying for the D-Lab. I studied for the D-Lab for about 2 weeks. And it was the hardest test I've ever taken in my life. It was extremely weird. It was extremely different. It was like nothing I've ever done before. I'm not gonna get into too much detail about that test in this video because that's for a whole nother video in itself, because nah. But yeah, just know it was really hard. It was all audio. It was like someone speaking in an accent. I had to like take different rules and apply them to like fake sentences. It was like testing your ability to learn another language. It is a test that is used to weed people the fuck out. So yeah, look that up if you want to read more about that. I may or may not make a video about it, not sure yet. So yeah, I took that. No, I studied for that, and on June 27th-ish, I went back to MEPS to take the D-Lab and to do my the physical portion of MEPS that I did not do when I verified my PICAT because I wasn't ready and stuff. So I'd been working out, I'd been like getting my weight down, and I was ready to go. So we scheduled it for June 27th. It was a 2-day thing. So I went there, and the first day I took the D-Lab. So I went to MEPS. I think I got there, I can't remember, sometime in the afternoon or morning or something. Took the D-Lab, and then we stayed in a hotel. We had food, all that stuff. It was all like booked for us and given to us or whatever. And then the next day I woke up early. It was like a 5 a.m. start time. So we woke up at like 4 and did all the physical stuff. I passed like all my medical stuff. And there was so many people getting DQ'd left and right because they were disclosing a bunch of information about themselves that they did not need to disclose. My recruiter told me, he said, no, no, no. That is your answer to everything, is no, no, no. People didn't listen. They were like, anyways, people were getting DQ'd for the dumbest reasons, things that they did not need to say anything about. Anyways, so all of that went well. I passed all that. My recruiter said, hey, listen, I can get you out of here July 30th. Like, what's up? When you try and go? And I was like, mind you, it was around June 27th at this point. So I was like 4 weeks. I don't know if I'm really trying to leave like that soon. I was like, is there like something like a little bit later? I was also, at the time, I was planning a trip with my best friend. And we were planning to go, I think like the end of July, early August. So I was like, no, that's not gonna work for me. Can we go a little later? So he ended up trying to schedule me for July 6th. And I was like, oh yeah, like that works perfectly. But little did I know that wasn't gonna work perfectly for me, because I thought if my ship date was August 6th, that meant I was leaving August 6th. But that actually meant I was leaving August 5th and would like get to BMT August 6th. That's a whole different thing. Anyways, so I was like, I thought that was originally gonna work, and then that fell through, and I was like, no, like he had already booked me for that though, because I had said, oh yeah, that's fine, and then I backtracked and was like, wait, time out, no it's not. And he was like, well, I've already booked you for it, like it's gonna be a lot for me to like change that for you or whatever. So I waited a little bit, and long story short, he was able to switch my date with another linguist who was going at a later date. So then my ship date was August 20th. But then something fell through with that again, because the girl who originally had the August 20th date was like, actually, like I want to keep that date, whatever. So it was a big, huge mess. So then my final date was like late October. And I didn't want to leave that late, but like at that point I had to settle for that. And I was just like, ugh. So then, so this is where the real tea comes in. I'm chilling, minding my business, thinking I'm not leaving for BMT for another hot minute. My recruiter calls me and asks me, hey, would you be able to ship out tomorrow? You heard that right. he called me and was like, can you ship out tomorrow? And I was like, huh? Yeah? And so I said yes. And then I got off the phone with him and I started like crying and like panicking and like running around my house because like I had nothing ready at all. So basically, he called me up because another girl who was also a linguist who was leaving out of my same recruiting office, we actually went to MEPS together, took the D Lab and all that stuff together. She had so many issues. That's a whole nother story. But so she was supposed to ship out on August 6th. She went getting ready to leave and had a bunch of issues. Like I think she had like a fever, she had like super high blood pressure. She was just going through it that day and like was not okay to leave to go to BMT. So things fell through with her. They needed another linguist to fill her spot. They called me, see if I can go, and I said yes. So I had to pack up my whole life and get everything together in literally one day to leave. And I was not prepared. I was not ready at all. It was the most stressful one day of my life. And yeah, so then I left and I started BMT August 8th. That was the day I entered active duty, was August 8th. So from the time I first got in contact with a recruiter to the time I left for BMT and then graduated, it was May 1st, first contact with a recruiter. August 8th, started BMT. And then October 4th, graduated BMT. So 3 months. It took 3 months. So it was a very, very quick process. It doesn't take long at all. If you are determined to leave, it can happen for you. But if you also have reasons to wait, that can happen for you also. At least with my recruiter, I can't speak for anyone else. He was extremely flexible with me. So if you find a recruiter who has your best interest, they will definitely work with you and get you what you need and what you want. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to shed some light on some things for you all. Sorry if it was a little bit long. Kind of had a lot to talk about, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl.